The biggest question mark of 2022 at wide receiver has to be Michael Thomas. I happen to believe he's also the most underrated fantasy asset at wide receiver in fantasy football. Before we dive into the mystery of Michael Thomas, let's talk about what made him special. Mike Thomas is a 6'3" wide receiver in his 7th year out of Ohio State. He's still only 29, but coming off 2 years without playing in the league. As you can see with his workout metrics, it wasn't exactly his speed that made him special. It was his elite agility, perfect route running, and huge catch radius for his quarterback that made him a can't-miss talent. As you can see with his career stats, one of these things is not like the other. Mike Thomas finished as a top 10 fantasy wide receiver in each of his first 4 seasons as a pro, with his 4th season being the best, topping out at 150 receptions on 185 targets, over 1,700 yards and 9 touchdowns. He was promptly named Offensive Player of the Year as a result. If this was his 5th year, he'd have an unquestioned top wide receiver ranking. But this is his 7th year. So what happened in these last 2 years to make Mike Thomas fall off the face of the fantasy football earth? In September 2020, Thomas suffered a high ankle sprain during the first game of the season, and it cost him 4 games. It was the first time he had missed more than 1 game in his career. After missing those 4 games due to an ankle sprain, and another for fighting with a teammate, Thomas missed 2 more games after pulling his left hamstring in practice in October 2020. Thomas then injured his right ankle in December of 2020 and missed the rest of the regular season. He did return for the playoffs when he caught 5 passes in a win versus the Bears, and he was shut out in a loss versus the Bucks. He underwent ankle surgery in the offseason and didn't play a game in 2021 because of a setback with the surgery. After, he had to have a procedure to repair the surgery. Some people, including myself, believe that he waited until June to have that repair surgery because he wanted to be traded and didn't get his wish, so he used the season to get completely healthy. Now it's 2022. He's had $14.56 million of his contract salary converted into a signing bonus. This makes him much easier to trade and also probably makes him more satisfied with staying in New Orleans. Regardless, with all the money flying around for top receivers, he's healthy now and he's going to play this year. He'll want to show he's still an elite talent and deserves one of those big wide receiver contracts. If Thomas's success was built on speed, I'd have reason for caution. It's his route running and catch radius that makes him a fantasy asset. With Jameis Winston and not Taysom Hill starting for the Saints, I have no doubts that Mike Thomas can return to form. I have him finishing this year as the wide receiver 12, which would be the lowest of his career, but still higher than the wide receiver 28 that's currently his consensus. Let us know in the comments whether you think I'm too high or too low on Mike Thomas.